Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. Today's video is going to be an exciting topic. It's an exciting topic for me. I don't know about you guys, but this video is going to be kind of like a warning video. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys about things you should know before you go into nursing school. Or should I say things I wish I knew before going into nursing school. This video is not meant to scare you. It is meant to educate you and prepare you. So, if you want to know what these things are, then stay tuned for the video. Okay guys, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for coming back. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'd like to say welcome. My name is Mercy. I'm a BSN RN, and on this channel I talk about nursing, lifestyle, beauty. I do a little bit of vlogging, which I haven't done in a while, and I just talk about a little bit of everything. So if you would like to join my family, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, and also hit the bell notification button so you'll never miss another video from me again. With that being said, let's get into the video. So the reason I said that this video is not meant to scare you, but instead it is meant to warn you, is because I'm just gonna tell you a quick little story, and then you'll kind of understand what I'm trying to say. And you guys know I don't like to sugarcoat anything on here. I like to tell you guys the honest truth, especially from my experience, so that you can know what to expect when you become a nurse. So when I was about 18, 19 years old, my friends and we didn't go to the club because we all had strict parents, but we used to go to parties. And as you guys know, I have an African background. In the city I live in, we have a lot of different African countries, or people from different African countries that live there. So this day, and we all go to the same parties. We're all friends with each other, and we all go to the same parties because we all kind of have similar cultures. So there's a lot of Ghanaians, there's a lot of Sierra Leoneans, there's a lot of Nigerians, Somalians, Liberians. I'm Liberian, for those of you who always want to know. If you can't already tell from my accent, I'm Liberian. But anyways, back to the topic. So we all go to the same parties. So one day, my friend called me and she was like, Mercy, we should go out. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go out. And she's like, no, we should really go. It's Saturday. We don't have anything to do. We should go. So I'm like, okay. So I get dressed and we start calling around to see if there's parties going on. And there were no party this day. And we keep calling and calling because now we're already dressed. We're pumped to go out and there's nowhere to go. So we kept calling people, and then she called somebody and the person said that there was a party up north. So we're like, okay, let's go. So we got our hair done. We got our makeup done. We had high heels on. And we drive all the way up north. And for those of you who live in my city, you know that from the north side to the east side, which we live on the east side, but from the north side to the east side is about 30 minutes drive. So we get all the way up there, we get to the party hall, it's packed, like there's cars everywhere, and we couldn't even find a spot to park. So we're like, this is about to be fun. So we get out of the car, we walk in, and for some reason as we're walking to the door, it's really quiet. So we're like, oh, maybe, because you know, again, African culture, a lot of Africans are Christians. So I don't care what party it is. If it's a wedding, baby shower, birthday party, they'll pray before starting the party, or they'll pray before eating. So we're like, oh, maybe they're praying. Let's wait a little bit. So we stand at the door, we're waiting there, and it's so quiet. So my friend was like, let's just go in. Maybe the music is low or something. Maybe they're doing something. Let's just go in. So we open the door, and guess what? It's a funeral. And everybody there is dressed in black. And here we come with our hair and our makeup and our high heels and our bright colors. That was the most embarrassing thing ever. The reason I tell you guys that story is because, first of all, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. Secondly, we weren't prepared for the kind of party we were going to. If we had enough information about the party, we would know, first of all, not to go at all. Secondly, if we did want to go to show support, we would dress accordingly. So that is the reason why most of my videos are based on getting you guys prepared for either nursing school or the profession of nursing. So things I wish I knew before going into nursing school. things you should know before going into nursing school. The first thing I wish I knew before going into nursing school is the fact that nursing school is freaking expensive, especially if you go to the school that I went, which I'm not gonna say the name, but you guys already know what school I went to. Nursing school is expensive. I wish I knew this. So the way to lessen this expense, or the way to avoid it, is to first go to a community college. If you can go to a community college, do it. And if you can get a nursing degree from a community college, please do it. Please stay away from these private schools, because all they are is they want your money, and they will charge you an arm and a leg to get a nursing degree. I know some people whom I went to school with who have up to $100,000 in student loans just to get a bachelor's degree. Trust me. So for me, and I've told you guys this before, when I first went to college, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I went to a community college. I took a lot of courses, which a lot of them were a waste of time. But when I decided I wanted to go to nursing school, I then switched and started taking my prerequisites. So I had all my classes. I'm talking anatomy, physiology, chemistry, math, and English, and everything that you could take out of community college. I took everything, microbiology and everything. So by the time I went to my BSN program, I had almost every class that you could possibly take. The only class I needed to take was the nursing classes, and that saved me a lot of money. And it also saved me time, because I didn't have to do the whole 3 years. I only did about 2 years and a few months, and I got my bachelor's degree. The second thing I wish I knew before going into nursing school was how serious it is. Nursing school is very, very serious. Like, this is no joke. And this is not to downplay other professions or other degrees, but nursing school is serious. From the way you dress for clinicals, to the time you show up to clinicals, to the time you show up to class. First of all, you have certain professors who will send you home if you're supposed to wear white shoes and there's a little bit of dirt on your shoes. They will send you home. If you're supposed to bring your badge to clinical, if you forget it, you'll get sent home for that. If you're supposed to show up to clinical at 7 a.m. and you show up at 7:02, you will get sent home for that. If you're supposed to show up to class on time and you don't show up, you will miss assignments, which will put you behind. And trust me, you do not want to be behind in nursing school, because from the day you start classes, you're already behind and you're trying to play catch up the whole time. So trust me, you want to plan accordingly, because the last thing you want to do is miss classes or miss clinicals. It's just not a pretty scene. Sometimes even if you talk too much in class, you get kicked out of class for that. If you talk back to certain professors, you get kicked out. I mean, it is serious. Like, you have to be on your stuff. So if you're like a playful person and you don't take anything serious and you just like to wing everything, trust me, nursing school is not the place to do this, because when you start doing all of these things, you will get left behind. You will get possibly kicked out of school, and all the time and money you just spent goes to waste. So I would suggest that when you start your nursing school career, make sure you plan accordingly and make sure you are focused and ready for what's about to happen to you. And again, this is not to scare you, this is to prepare you. The third thing that I wish I knew before nursing school is how time consuming it is. Nursing school will take up your whole life. That's if you're doing it right. You will have no time for dating. You will have no time for parties. You're gonna miss some weddings. You're gonna miss baby showers. You're gonna miss dates. You're gonna miss a lot of things, because it requires a lot of your time. Even the time it takes to study, it takes a lot of time. You have to plan to study, then you have to study, then you have to plan to take a test. I mean, there's a lot of planning and prioritizing that goes into it. So you should know that if you're starting your nursing school and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to nursing school, but I'm also going to be doing this and doing that and doing this, I'm sorry, but you're setting yourself up for failure. You need to put this time aside for your schooling, and you need to sacrifice, because once you're done, you're done. But when you're there, if you're taking classes and failing classes and getting left behind, then you're not doing it right. So if you're doing nursing school right, it should take up your whole life. You will have no life. I remember missing so much, to the point where I lost so much friends, because all my friends would call me and say, Mercy, let's go do this. Sorry, I can't go. Mercy, what are you doing next week? Studying. Mercy, what are you doing on Saturday? There's a good chance I'll be studying. So there's a lot of studying involved, and there's a lot of time involved in studying. So it is very, very time consuming. The fourth thing that I wish I knew before nursing school is how competitive it is. Nursing school is very competitive, and I'm not talking about the school itself being competitive with other schools. I'm just talking about the humans in nursing school. They are very, very competitive, and this is the reason I made a video about this. I'm gonna try to link it down below, but this is the reason I said don't tell anybody about anything that's going on with you in nursing school, especially about your grades. I learned this the hard way. People will hate on you, people will envy you, people will not want to talk to you, people will treat you like crap because you're doing better than them. So the best way to avoid that is keep your mouth shut. I don't care if you got an A++++ on an exam. Don't tell anybody. If they ask you, just try to play it off or like change the topic, because they will start to hate on you. Nursing school becomes kind of like a culture, because the people within your nursing school or the people within your class become like a community, and everybody looks at each other. Everybody knows what's going on with everybody. Everybody knows who's dating who, and who has a wife, and who has a family, and who got an A on this test and that test. And people will hate on you if you're doing well, and people will talk about you too if you're doing bad. So keep your mouth shut. Only talk about things that are school related, and stay away from the personal stuff. It is very, very competitive. People will even try to get you in trouble if they feel like you're doing better than them. You would say something that you thought was funny or something that you thought was a joke, and just because that person is hating on you, they will tell on you and you will get in trouble. So stay away from the personal stuff and focus on school, because again, nursing school is full of women, and this is no disrespect to women. I'm a woman myself, but you guys know that us as women, our nature is to be competitive, you know, sometimes hateful towards each other. So again, keep your business to yourself, especially when it comes to your grades. The fifth thing I wish I knew before nursing school was how important anatomy and physiology was. So the class anatomy and physiology is basically the heart of nursing. Just like they say nurses are the heart of the hospital, anatomy and physiology is the heart of nursing, because every disease process relates to anatomy and physiology. Every drug relates to anatomy and physiology. Every scenario relates to anatomy and physiology. So when you take your A&P class, please, please, please focus. Don't just memorize things and forget it. This is the subject, if not any other subject, you need to know. Why? Because everything is going to build on it. When you go to your PEDS class or your OB class or your critical care class, the professors are not going to sit there and go over anatomy and physiology. They're going to expect you to already know. Like if you're given a certain medication like a beta blocker or ACE inhibitor or something like that, you need to know how the heart works. So that is a subject that you should really, really pay attention to, especially at the beginning of your nursing schooling. Please make sure that you understand anatomy and physiology. The sixth thing that I wish I knew about nursing school was the grading skill. Like, nursing school is not a joke. The grading school for nursing school is on steroids. Like, it's up here. It is different from any other degree. So to get an A in nursing school, depending on the school you go to, the lowest A that I've gotten in nursing school is a 94%. And when I was in middle school or high school, a 90% is an A. When you get a 90%, you got an A. But in nursing school, you have to get at least a 94%. In some schools, it's a 96%. If you get anything less than a 76%, that is an F. It might be a C minus or a D or E or whatever, but if you don't get a 76% and above, you basically are unsuccessful in that class. So the grading skill is on steroids. So this is the more reason why you have to study, because if you think that you're gonna get a 75% and think that is a C, it is not a C, it is a F, and the F is considered not successful. So you have to either repeat that class or you stand the chances of getting kicked out of the school. So the grading skill is something that you really need to pay attention to, which again is one of the reasons why you need to make sure that you are prepared for nursing school, because you need time to study. You need to study in order to get good grades. The seventh thing that I wish I knew before nursing school is that nursing school is basically studying for the NCLEX. So you can go to nursing school for 999 years and you can get your bachelor's degree in nursing. If you don't pass that state boards, you can't practice as a nurse and you're not considered a nurse. Why? Because the state boards is what's going to enable you to practice with your license. So the whole time you're in nursing school, the most important thing you should keep in your mind is that you are studying to pass the NCLEX. So again, don't just memorize things and forget them. You need to know that everything is building up. Every class you take is building on each other. And at the end of the day, I don't care if your program is 2 years or if it's 4 years, at the end of that program, you are going to be expected to remember everything from 4 years ago in order to take the state boards. And there are going to be study materials, there are going to be review courses, there are going to be all of that to help you pass the state boards. But I just want you guys to remember that when you're going through nursing school, the ultimate goal of nursing school is to pass the NCLEX. So please keep that in the back of your head. The eighth and final thing that I wish I knew before nursing school is how stressful it is. Again, a lot of times, a lot of people try to glamorize nursing school on social media. That is one of the reasons why I am very brutally honest, because I want you guys to know what you need to know, and I want you guys to be prepared. I tell you guys this all the time. When I went into nursing at the time, nobody in my community was going into nursing, nobody in my family, none of my close friends. So nobody really sat me down to tell me this is what you should prepare for, this is what you should do. I just learned it all on my own while I was in the program. And let me tell you, the stress of nursing school is serious. So if you have anything, any other stressor in your life, like a difficult boyfriend or girlfriend, a difficult family member, certain jobs that is very stressful, or certain things that are going to cause stress for you, you might want to stay away from that, or you might want to plan accordingly. If it's a difficult boyfriend or girlfriend or spouse, you need to set them down and say, listen, babe, I'm about to go to school. I'm about to become a better person, and I need you to get your stuff together for the next few years because I don't have time for this. Nursing school is stressful enough, and I don't need to come home and be stressed out by you. Like, you really need to have these talks with people. If it's an envious friend or a jealous friend or somebody that likes drama or anything that is going to cause you more stress, you need to plan and stay away from them for the next few years, because you just don't need it. You're gonna have enough stress from nursing school. Every exam is stressful, every class is stressful, every clinical is stressful. Like, it's not bad stress, but it's stress. So you just need to get yourself mentally prepared for that. The final thing I want to say is that even though nursing school is expensive, it is stressful, there's a lot of planning involved. Even though I say a lot of these things, but the greatest reward of all is finally getting your license and being able to practice as a nurse and live your dreams, because there are a lot of great things about being a nurse. Nursing is one of the most respected profession in the whole world. I think it's in the US, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it in the whole world, because trust me, sometimes patients trust nurses more than they do their doctors. Why? Because the doctors only come in for 10-15 minutes and they go and they work behind the scenes. The nurses are the ones who are there hands-on for 8 to 12 hours at a time, taking care of those patients, answering their questions, holding their hands, walking them down the hall after their surgery, giving them some advice, educating them. I mean, the nurses are important. And if this is your life dream, if this is what you want to do, then nothing will make you happier than finally overcoming all those things that I just talked about and becoming a nurse. It is the best decision that I have ever made. Yes, some jobs can come with some stress. Yes, some of your coworkers are going to stress you out, but at the end of the day, if nursing is truly your calling, if this is something that you feel like this is what I was meant to do, you will always be happy that you chose this path. And also, the job guarantee that nursing gives you is just awesome. Like, you will never ever be without a job, and it pays well. Nursing pays well. So those are all the reasons why you should get yourself mentally and physically prepared for this awesome career called nursing. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, and also hit the bell notification button so you'll never miss another video from me again. And if you think the video was helpful to you, there is a great chance that it is going to be helpful to someone else. So please go ahead and hit the share button to share the video with all your friends and family. Thank you guys again so much for your love and support, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.